here doing some hobbying and talking about stuff. Maybe depends on if anybody shows up. I'm being quiet because my wife is at work. She's in the other room in a meeting, so right. I have to watch myself because when I get excited about stuff, I get like loud. I don't mean to, but it happens. So the name of this particular stream is Shadow or StarFrontiers Shadowrun. I love Shadowrun too, but only early editions. StarFrontiers rocks, and I don't suspect I'm going to have a lot of debate on that. There might be a few people who roll in and say, actually, I prefer Traveler, and that's fair. However, if they don't add, I prefer Traveler, especially, or hey, good morning. Good morning. What is up with you too? I got a couple of my favorite people in chat already. Nice, nice, very cool. Including my bro, who I love very much. But yeah, you'll run into people that when you say something like Shadowrun rocks, they'll be like Traveler is better. But here's the problem: Traveler's not better. Um, Traveler is good. But if you're talking classic Traveler, they didn't even have a means to like improve characters or anything like that. I mean, it really was a weird game. And the other thing that Traveler does, which makes me very unhappy, is Traveler, except for 2300, which I absolutely love, hand waves artificial gravity. And those of you who know me know that that is something I can't go for that. No.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. No can do. I can't go for that. No. Where are you going? No can do.
Grocery store to get some milk,
No
and then
can.
KFC because it's fried chicken day.
It's fried chicken day. You got a day for fried chicken?
Up here at our KFC on Tuesdays and Saturdays, 8-piece bucket of dark meat for $10.
Well, we know you like the dark meat.
So yes, I have Tuesdays fried chicken day.
But you know what you're doing wrong?
What's that?
You're not engaging at all with the topic I've chosen.
I just came on to say hi.
Well, when you come on to say hi, which is wonderful because I love to see you, one thing you could do as a friendly measure is engage with the topic I have chosen.
Okay, I like StarFrontiers. It's awesome. Traveler is fun to make characters for.
Right. So now that I've kind of reined you in a little bit, even though I can tell you're aggravated.
I'm not
Uh,
aggravated. I'm happy.
okay, good. Good. Because I don't want to aggravate you, but I know sometimes when I rein you in, Jimmy the Taint tossed south. What the F is this Shopping Mall Santa podcast? Oh, man.
Hey,
Except neither of us is wearing green, so we can't be Father Christmas, Jimmy. Um,
great name though.
yeah, I love the name, though. Father Christmas, give us
Give
some
us some
money.
money.
Ain't
Got
got
no
no
time.
time for your silly toys.
And you said I derailed the show. No,
No,
I
I
like
didn't. I didn't
characters.
derail the show. Jimmy the Taint did it.
Yeah, I like Star Frontiers to play Traveler is super fun to make a character, but realistically, you're going to end up with a 57-year-old freaking retired Navy man or something.
Yeah, you end up with the 70-year-old retired scientist. It's like he's got like two strength, two endurance. He's in a wheelchair. It's like, get out of here, get out of here. But
What I love about Traveler, though, is you can die during character creation.
in classic Traveler, you can 100% die during character creation. The other thing that makes classic Traveler not as good as Star Frontiers is in classic Traveler, every single skill, I love it. Every single skill is basically a mini game based off of rules that don't actually match up with the rules anywhere else in the book. So, Bad Santa, I loved that movie, man. Bad Santa, that was a great movie. So, it's like the procedure to do gambling was totally different than the procedure to do astrogation, which was totally different than the procedure to do survival, etc., etc., etc. Whereas in Star Frontiers, it's all percentile.
Yeah.
There's one procedure. What is your percentile level at this? Okay, roll some dice, whatever. The other thing Star Frontier beats Traveler at, any version of Traveler, and I don't care who wants to disagree because they just get to be wrong, is the aliens. Traveler aliens, by and large, are dumb.
Yeah, and nothing beats the draw sight.
Well, obviously. But a big problem with Mark Miller, and I've talked to Mark Miller back in the day when when I was heavy on the Far Future Enterprises forums, right? And I told him this myself. He seems to think what makes an alien was its hands. So you'll notice like almost every alien in the Traveler Core game, the weirdest thing about it is its hands. It's like the centaurs are weird because they don't actually have hands really. They have like a hoof, but it has like tendrils that come out around it to be hands. And then, of course, you've got the stupid Aslan that got like a jackknife folded claw in the center of their palm, which would make it completely impossible for them to actually manipulate tools or anything, you know. Um, and then, like, the Hivers are just kind of lame, they're just kind of stupid. It's like he must have been reading some Call of Cthulhu the day he decided to invent Hivers. So, hey, what's up, Sharon son? So yeah, pretty much all the aliens, Wops and freaking Vegans and all that, they're all pretty stupid. But then you look at the Star Frontiers aliens, the classic ones, and you've got like a giant praying mantis thing, and you've got like an amoeba, and a flying monkey, and a human.
Just rolled over, so.
Uh-oh. Your boy with you?
Yep, I got the boy with me.
All right. Well, if you gotta go get your chicken, go get your chicken, man.
Yeah. We're representing the Second Amendment up in this biatch.
Are you?
100% we are.
Well, it's Tennessee. Nobody is concerned.
Yep.
Florida is getting ready to get rid of their what's it called?
There's
only thing, so you'll be able to open carry.
I don't know if
not that I would, because
yeah,
in a situation, if you're the guy open carrying and some shit breaks loose, you're just the guy they're going to shoot first.
Yeah, I got a little 380 in my pocket.
That's what I'm saying. You want that that surprise value there. The didn't know I had a gun, did you? I mean, this ain't about fair play over here. We're trying to not get killed.
Exactly. All's fair in love and war.
Yeah, so okay, this
I
is
love
a
you, my
weird.
brother.
Well, go get your chicken.
I will call you later today.
You do that.
I finally got the stuff to build my medium freaking chemical thing so I can make the top tier ore.
Oh, so that you can break down strontium. You should only needed like 47 spice melange for that.
Yeah, which is only like what?
Hungar is, like his true nature, carrying a whore pistol. It could
A
be
little
worth.
Ruger 3.
Yeah, so
Right next to my side. And then
it's a great pistol if you have a daughter that you want to leave it to.
young Master Gregory's carrying a 9mm with a 30-round magazine.
So what, Glock?
No, Stoger. It's
Yeah,
Barone.
that's the wrong answer, right?
Yeah, no, we don't have glaucoma like you do.
There's only one right answer for EDH or EDC or any pistol whatsoever, and the right answer is Glock.
Yeah,
Every other answer is a trick question.
that's why you always carry your Hellcat.
No, the Hellcat I carry because it's nice and tiny, and I can tuck it in my jeans pockets. But that don't mean that I all of a sudden stop loving my Glock 19.
Well, of course, because you have glaucoma.
I mean,
That's all you can see.
like if I put on a plate carrier, so that like I was out with my AR 300, if I had a plate carrier on in addition to ammo, I'd have the Glock right there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because that would be my go-to.
I'm loaded for bear.
Well, I'll warn Bear then.
All right, brother. I'm at the store. Love you.
Love you too, bro.
Right, bye.
I hear somebody in there. It's George Biden talking about how the Republican Party is dominated by the MAGA Republicans. It's like there are no MAGA Republicans, because if you're MAGA, you're not a Republican. uh, so my EDC is a Glock 40. Nice. See that? I can go with that. That's okay. Personally, I am a 19 kind of guy, but that could have something to do with my love for Stilly Dan. Hey 19. No, we can't talk about it. No, we can't talk at all. When you slide on down. Anyway, of course, that's BS, but I do love Stilly Dan. So, uh, 30 round magazine means you can't hit shit. Big Vic, that's totally wrong. It means that whatever you're firing at, you're going to hit a whole lot more. I mean, that said, I only carry 15, but still, I do have like a whole bevy of 30 round magazines for my Glock. But there's a reason for that, which is there are a lot of carbines out there, carbine rifles that actually use Glock rounds, or Glock mags. So, you know, it's a good idea just to have some Glock mags on, like the Marlin 9mm carbine, which is a really nice little rifle when you can find it. takes Glock mags, even though it's a Marlin rifle, right? And it comes with a magazine that holds maybe, I think, 5 or 10 rounds. So you can throw that 30 rounder in there. And never carried a gun with more than 6 rounds. Yeah, you're a giant cowboy. I mean, if you keep your cool and you're on top of your game, then I assume that will work out just fine for you, right? But I'm telling you right now, more is better. There's a reason in the Army they issue 30 round magazines. And it's not, because they don't think you're going to hit stuff. It's because you got to hit lots of stuff quick. So, and if your 6 round pistol, if you're firing like a 45 Magnum and shit like that, I hope you hit your target on the first shot because you're not going to have a second one. That is a huge problem with, like, I know my boy Shadow here, he's a huge fan of the Deagle. But the problem with the Deagle is if you don't hit your opponent on that first shot, you're never going to hit him because you're already dead. You're already dead. Well, you see, I happened to be in a position at one time in my life where I did need it. So maybe I have a little bit of a different view on things than you do. Um, you know, back when I was in the Army, standard infantry loadout was 180 rounds. And if you were a machine gunner, which I was, it was around 400 rounds of machine gun ammo, and then the assistant gunner carried another 400. So, yeah. But yeah, those big high recoil guns. Now, if you hit the first time, I'm not going to bullshit around. A 50 cal short, if you do hit, that is bad news for everybody downrange because they are going to be completely effed up. But if you miss, by the time you get that recoil under control to get back on target, some guy with 9mm done put 5 rounds in you. And yeah, that's a real thing. That's kind of like the thing with, between an elephant gun and an M16. I mean, if you get in a firefight with an elephant gun versus an M16, if you hit the guy, yeah, he's dead. But if you don't hit him, then the guy with the M4 Commando or M16, I mean, he's going to light you up like a Christmas tree, man. And that'll be the end of that. So, of course, there are a lot of really good 7.62s out there now. And I mean full size 7.62 NATOs that have great recoil systems and they barely buck at all. Yours is a 44. Well, it's not bad because the damn pistol weighs 20 pounds. I mean, that is a thing. The heavier the pistol, the less recoil. So, yeah, you got a 20-pound deal. But the only reason I would carry 44 with me is if I were back up in Alaska fishing. And that's not for people so much as bears. Because if you're going to shoot a bear, you need, you need that knockdown power. You don't need a bear wading through a wave of 9mm to pull your ass out. Never shot at something shooting back. Let me tell you something. You can go to the range every day of your entire life, and that's a good thing because you build up muscle memory. And then if you ever get in a situation where you do have to shoot at something shooting back, hopefully in theory you will be able to rely on your muscle memory to carry you through. But if you have not trained to just automatically be able to do shit, then shooting at something shooting back is probably one of the most difficult things you will ever do. That's just a pure fact. It's so that's why we train so much, so that when we have to engage enemy targets, we don't think of them as people, and we don't worry about you know a lot of the stuff that you would worry about. You just eliminate the target. You know what I mean? You can worry about the whole people thing later on when you're still alive and they're not. That's when you can contemplate the issues. So yeah, it's really just about range time. Dive bombing foul. See, I've never even heard of that. Unless you're talking about Australia with those crazy freaking crows that like to freaking try to dive bomb everybody during their breeding season. But in Kentucky, the type of bird I went hunting for the most was quail. And down here in Florida, it's still quail, you know. And generally, you use a very, um, like a small shotgun, like a 20 gauge, and you get out there and get them. And then for every quail you get, you spend a ton of time pulling lead pellets out of it so that you don't, end up eating one. Because that is a thing. Snow geese.
Hey,
Today.
I
What?
just got back from eating.
You just did what?
I got back from eating.
Yeah, we got kind of off topic. We were talking about StarFrontiers, which for some reason I'm sure you know nothing about.
I never played it.
Yeah, it's probably
I know of it though. It looks fun. Was it that one that one of my friends wants to run?
it's probably one of the better sci-fi games ever.
Was that the one with the weird Catholic religion in it?
Oh, I don't even
Uh,
know what the hell. Oh, that's Coriolis.
oh yeah, that's what he wanted to run. No, he never. No, I don't think I've run.
Coriolis is a great game, but I couldn't get anyone around here interested. So,
One of my friends is really interested in it, where it's feel like it's weird feel to it.
well, I mean, there's some cool stuff because you've got like the darkness between the stars, which is pretty much literally the devil,
Yep.
and you've got all the different icons and religions and the guilds and slavery and drug use, and, like all the cool stuff.
And the crazy robots that want to kill you.
Yep, left over from the last war. I especially like the one robots that live in that one planet, and their specified way of killing people is strangling them. I mean, that's nice. You
Yeah.
know, they sneak up on you and just strangle you to death. That's like, but the thing with Coriolis is you really could play it like an adventure sci-fi, where you're just running around doing like heroic shit, or you really could play it like nightmare fuel.
Sci-fi horror.
Yeah, it absolutely could be sci-fi horror.
When my DM wanted sci-fi horror, I wish I knew about Coriolis earlier. He should probably like it.
Well, I mean, another sci-fi horror game that a lot of people seem to like is Mothership. A lot
Yeah.
of people seem to like that one, but I don't know. And then there's another one that's just called like Space. And in that one, it's a horror game because being in actual space mutates you and causes you to go crazy. So the people who actually travel between the stars are all effed up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
What's up, Crafting Gamer?
What?
I am putting together a really fancy building for Epic uh, because I don't know why. Because I've got these 6 predators in front of me that I need to put together, but for some reason haven't. However, I have started gluing their exhaust pipes on the sides. Yes, those
Nice.
are individual tiny little parts that you
You
have
have
to
to put.
flip carefully out and glue on the side of that bitch. It's like
Why?
sometimes I think
But
big
okay.
stuff makes stuff hard just to make it hard.
Yeah, I know. I'd be like, okay, but why though?
Like, so what you're telling me is there was no way for you to mold that into that body.
No, there was a way. They just didn't do it.
They just didn't do it because, they're like, nah, you're going to clip this thing out, possibly lose it. It's going to be a real pain in your ass.
But yeah, James, I finally got myself a nice recliner and a
A
good pair of
nice
shoes.
recliner.
Yeah.
Well, look at you. You're ready to be like Al Bundy, right? Your nice recliner. I
And a good
used to
pair
have
of
a good
shoes.
recliner, but then,
Good pair of Chuck Taylors for me too.
oh, nice. Yeah, the
Yeah,
last pair of shoes I bought, which I talked to my wife about because, finances and whatnot, I bought myself a pair of Milwaukee leather boots.
mm,
And they're tall, man. These things almost come up to my knees. They
yeah.
got like little zippers on the inside.
I'm sad because those Chuck Taylors cost me over 5 times what they used to cost me.
Yeah, well, used to Chucks were like not the fashion statement they have become.
I know, but I liked them. I used to like them at least. I used to
Our
buy them.
generation and lasers.
James, I used to buy Chuck Taylors for like $15 a piece back in my day.
I remember those days.
Now it's like $70, over $70.
We used to call them Bobos
Bobos.
because we
Never.
always laughed that Chuck Taylors kind of looked like clown shoes.
I don't think they look like clown shoes.
That was before they got popular.
Eh,
It was like nobody wanted a pair of Bobos. Everybody wanted a nice pair of Nike running shoes or something.
I didn't like Nikes. I
Robert
like.
Redford passed away. Well, everybody's dying, Shadow.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
and I gotta say another thing is I wonder why they changed some of them to look like more like regular sneakers. I hate that.
probably for sales,
Maybe, but I just don't like them.
but hold on. In Star Frontiers, starship power is like nuclear, which is why if you look at almost all of your Star Frontiers ships, like say the Sathar cruiser, you'll see how the engines are way out away from the body. And that's because, um, you know, even with the UPF, so the human ships, the engines are always way out. And generally on the ship diagram, there's going to be a lot of shielding between the engine and the actual rest of the ship, the living quarters. That's just the way they are. So, like another example, this guy right here, this is uh, a small cargo ship. So you see how it's got the 4 cargo containers on it, but all of the crew and everything are in this yellow part. And then there's basically that long rail and a ramp on the bottom that you load the cargo containers onto. And then the engine's at the very back, super far away from anywhere like living people would be. And you can only reach it through like a lift that runs all the way down the length of the ship.
I
To,
was gonna, I was gonna say, is it gonna be like some kind of Jeffrey tube?
basically, I mean, it has a ladder, but also has a lift. The ladder is in case, power goes out. And then you've got, say, this ship right here. The crew are all in the ring.
Yeah.
And then you might have the actual piloting crew up front, but you notice how far back the engine is. And that's, to protect crew members from radiation. So, yeah.
Oh man, my
And of
breakfast
course,
is just.
Traveler Faster Than Light Travel works on some real hand waving bullshit, which is basically if you accelerate to 1/10 the speed of light, it causes an effect called like the Uratama or Urakashi, whatever effect, which causes the ship to actually enter a different plane of existence, at which point it's going faster than light speed.
James, I might have had too much for breakfast.
Well, that has nothing to do with StarFrontiers.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Ugh.
All right. Your problem with lasers, the thing you have to realize about laser is if we're close, the laser should not be able to miss because it's going to pulse out at like the speed of light, right? But if your opponent's 600,000 kilometers away, moving at a weird vector, and there's, some ECM going on both sides and all kinds of crazy shit like that, then you can absolutely miss with a laser. I mean, at 600,000 kilometers, it's not an insta hit with a laser.
Okay. Good thing that was only a visual. Oh, I don't know. You might be losing connection a little bit.
Don't even start.
I'm sorry.
Don't
I,
start jinxing me.
I started seeing your camera freeze on you.
Or maybe I was just being real quiet and still.
No, no, it was when you were talking and moving.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
You're going to bring the evil spirit down on me. It's going to affect my internet like it always does. Missiles, first off, they wouldn't even be missiles the way we think of missiles. They would probably be a lot more like torpedoes. And they would probably act a lot more like torpedoes.
Yeah.
So you would have a ship, even if it's called a missile carrier, like the USS Kennedy in 2300 Traveler. The missiles it's launching have nuclear warheads, and they're like huge. Like these ships are launching missiles that are as big as the cruise missiles being carried by like an Ohio class submarine. And these things got, much better range because they're basically small starships that, will chase an enemy ship down. However, that's why you have PDF equipment on your ship, whether it's rail guns, like rapid fire rail guns, machine guns, lasers, whatever it is, you're going to want something like that on the ship to try to intercept any incoming nukes. And which is something Star Frontiers and Traveler 2300 do. Too much stuff unfinished. Yep, same. That's the gamer's lament. What'd you have for breakfast, Left?
Golden Corral.
Ah, feel bad for you, boy. You're gonna be blowing the bathroom up here in a little bit.
Already did.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Get all that botulism.
They
I don't
had
know why.
bacon, eggs, sausage, donuts, and a whole bunch of cool stuff there, though.
Yeah, but it was all
Good stuff.
handled by somebody you don't know who may or may not have ever washed their hands.
To be fair, we got there early enough where we're not many people there.
Oh, I'm talking about the people that work there.
Oh man. Fair enough.
I don't ever eat ever in my whole life. Never do I eat at a buffet. I will not do it under any circumstances. If, like when I was with the fire department, they insisted we go to a buffet, I would order something off the menu that was not on the buffet. I am not eating off of that shit. I don't care. Now, is it because I'm crazy? Possibly. That is possibly the actual reason. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm a little crazy, but yeah, lasers, depending on the range of engagement. I mean, if you're used to Star Trek, then you're seeing ships engaging each other at literally 100 yards away. That's not the way actual space combat happens.
Yeah. They kind of do the more fantasy style to make it more interesting.
Well, I think George Lucas just really liked World War II dogfighting.
Yeah, it wasn't Lucas if you're talking about Star Trek. Or did you say Star Wars? I thought you said Star Trek.
I said Star Wars.
Oh.
Or I said Star Trek, but meant Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought you were talking about Star Trek, and I was like, yeah, they kind of.
Now, Star Trek's a lot more like what I'm talking about. But
yeah.
It's like, if you really want to try to understand what space combat would probably be like, then just study up on submarine combat.
Yeah.
So, like in a game like 2300 or Star Frontiers, the first step before you can even ever shoot at an enemy is to get a target resolution on the enemy. And that's not always easy, you know, depending on a lot of factors. So that means whoever you've got at basically the radar, the first thing they're going to see at a great distance away, and what you would put on the map is this. And this represents a contact. There is a contact in an area here, right? Well, you can't just shoot at a contact because remember, a hex is like 100,000 kilometers across. So just randomly shooting in at an area that you think there's a contact, yeah, you're not hitting shit.
It just makes me think of Mass Effect 2 and that one scene, this one little area where you'll hear this one guy getting on to two cadets for eyeballing a shot. It's like, you do not just eyeball it.
And it's like, so once the contacts are put on, and generally if the DM is crafty, he's going to put multiple contacts on.
Yeah.
He's going to have 3 or 4 contacts on. And depending, they may be moving or not moving or just whatever they're doing, right? And before you can take any shot with any weapon, your sensor tech has to get a target resolution. And that means the first thing they have to do is figure out what in the hell it even is. And if they roll good enough, then all of a sudden you can take your little white or your little black globe off and you can throw, you know, a Sathar cruiser on. So now they know that, you know, 800K away, there's a Sathar cruiser moving at around 300,000 kilometers now, right? At which point, then the gunners got to get a firing resolution. And if they can get a firing resolution, then they can fire weapons, lasers, missiles, etc. You know, um,
What are the difference between a laser and a more traditional kinetic round?
basically, ships in Starfrontiers can have reflect coatings and stuff like that that can give them some protection from energy weapons. But if somebody fires like a gauze weapon at you, and they're whipping like a 1-ton block at, somewhere a bit under the speed of light, the only thing that's possibly going to save your ship is a shit ton of armor or they miss. Because no shield that your ship has is going to stop that. So, kinetic rounds are absolute nightmares in actual combat. The reason missiles are good is if you fire nuke missiles out, you can stealth them out. So let's say, again, we're back in our UPF battleship, right? So we've got our UPF battleship here, and it's got target lock, right? It can actually fire torpedoes, but the torpedoes on the Sathar ship's radar appears contacts, but they don't know what they are. And so, again, you've got to try and figure out what is this? Oh, it's a torpedo. Shoot it. You know what I mean? And the other reason torpedoes are really good is they don't require a direct hit. You get them in the neighborhood. Basically, if you can get them into the same hex as the enemy ship and they detonate the nuke.
So
Um,
would ships usually have like some kind of flat cannons to try to prevent getting hit?
absolutely. That's
Okay.
why you got to sneak them in. The other option is to um, send in a fighter, but fighters in this game are not like dog fighters. They're more
Right.
like bombers in that they pretty much charge at the enemy vessel, get within a certain range, drop a missile, and then haul ass. You know what I mean? And the hope is the missile is close enough and moving fast enough that the enemy can't deal with it. And it's just going to run up on them. And like I said, it doesn't got to hit them. It's just got to get within a certain range. And then the nuclear warhead goes off. And it's like, haha, you got nuked. Bloody blue,
Not fun getting nuked.
Yep, got nuked. Because there's a little bit of that goes on, a little bit of nukage.
Now, is there any consequences for messing with a kinetic weapon?
Yes, you no longer have that chunk of ammo. That is the big consequence.
Well, I always think of it this way. Somewhere, someday, somehow, that kinetic round is going to hit something, and it's not going to be good for that thing that it hits.
Yeah, but the odds of that, my friend, are so slim as to be jokeable. I mean, think about that. Okay, to quote the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe, the thing you have to realize about space is it's really big. I don't know if you ever saw the Hitchhiker's Guide, but
I have, and also I also think that there's got to be something in its way, and it'll eventually hit it. Now, if there's
not,
something on
not
there or not,
necessarily. In
it'll
theory, you could fire that kinetic round, and it could literally, in theory,
never hit
go
anything.
to the absolute edge of the universe without hitting anything.
Oh, fair, I guess.
Think about this, Leth. Did you know
Space is
that
giant.
you and I are mostly not solid?
Hmm.
If you add up the gaps between the atoms that make up our mass, there's more empty space than full space.
Yeah, fair.
right? Now, think about space. We look out there and we see stars, but consider how far away those stars are from each other.
Very far away.
Very far away. And so then now try to think of, oh, I just fired a mass driver and there's a, nickel cadmium, round whipping at 1/10 the speed of light in a random direction. Is it going to hit anything? Maybe not. Space is a lot more empty than it is full. And by a lot, I mean orders of magnitude empty compared to things being in it.
So you're saying that it'll probably just keep going forever.
Statistically, odds are it will probably just go forever. I mean, it might hit something. You never know. But
Yeah.
then again, the thing it hits could be like it gets within a certain range of a sun and gets sucked into the gravity well. And
True.
then slowly, over
Like
however
the sun.
much time, swirls around the sun until it finally makes contact. You see what I mean?
Yeah, or goes into a black hole because there's those things around.
They are, and we don't know where they are and really
How
what
to even detect them.
they out there be doing, because out there doing shit, and we're just over here being like, So there's that too. I mean, yeah, I mean, if it gets close enough to a body of, it could enter gravity well, but even that is like super, super like
Unlikely.
unlikely, really, really.
So what that guy said in Mass Effect 2 is just 100% wrong. Eyeballing it doesn't matter. You're most likely not going to hit anything.
Well, it depends, though. I mean, if you're in the middle of a fleet battle,
Yeah, you might not want to do all
and
willy
there's
nilly.
ships scattered all over the place, duking it out, and you just randomly fire one of those things out into the blue, and
I just like the speech though, because it's like, what is the three laws of Newton's laws of Newton's gravity, or whatever it was.
Newton's law of
For every action, there's a reaction.
physics.
Yep, laws of physics, and it's like shoot, the one that mattered here was something will go indefinitely unless other forces enact upon it.
Right.
And in space, there's not the same force of friction, so
There could be,
or
though.
nearly.
We're not 100% sure.
Yeah, it could be, but the thing is, we don't know much about it. It seems to be a lot less friction in space than there is in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing that point, but there's a really good chance that in space, right, it's not a vacuum the way we think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a vacuum. It's just not quite the way we think it is. There are going to be gases, and dust and all kinds of stuff floating around up there, right? Otherwise, how do they expect a solar cell to really work, right? It needs the light from a star to propel it. And, so space is weird, man.
Space is definitely weird.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Now, in StarFrontiers, you really don't got to worry about space until you get higher level in your skills, because you're never going to be put in charge of a ship until you, first off, you probably got to join the UPF, Navy, or Star Law. And secondly, if you want to pilot the thing, you need level 6 in technician. And that's going to take you a little while to get. And that's just the prerequisite to begin studying piloting. And piloting is just piloting. So that means you're not really going to be able to repair the ship. You're not going to be able to work on the engines. You're going to be next to useless when it comes to sensors, all
What
that
I
sort of stuff.
what if I wanted to be an O'Brien?
Then you need also tech skills, and you can become an engineer. But it's I think a different set of tech because if your PSA is technician, uh, there's like 4 or 5 specializations under technician. Like robotics is one of them in the game. And as you level up, you can spend your XP to either learn new skills in your field or to increase skills you already know. And every time you add a level to a skill, it increases your ability to do that skill by 10%.
See, we need to get a group and make a Deep Space Nine style game.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we
Deep
do.
Space Nine was a great TV series. It would be a shitty game. I mean,
Base it on the Dominion War.
yeah, that's see again, that's the problem. See, the way Traveler works is the first couple adventures assume that maybe you're a member of Starlaw, which is basically like the Texas Rangers. You just travel about getting into trouble, trying to keep shit nailed down, right? And then if you follow the modules that the game come out with, the later modules start assuming maybe you have become the pilot of an assault ship, like an assault scout, which is pretty much like Traveler scout ship, except instead of being laid out like an airplane, it's laid out like a building. So if you want to move from deck 1 to deck 2, you got to climb down ladders. And that's only if it's moving fast. Otherwise, you're just floating. And let me tell you something. You haven't seen anything yet until you've seen a Dralosite floating in a spacesuit. Because they just look like big bean bags floating in zero gravity. I mean, it's not like they have arms or wait. Yeah, it's not like they have bones or arms or a head. So, yeah, when a Dralosite gets into a Dralosite specific vac suit, just looks like a big beanbag kind of floating through space. And when a Vrusk, they're the 10-limbed or whatever, however many limbed insect guys. When they get in the spacesuit, they look like just an absolute nightmare from your worst horror dreams. Because I mean, it's basically a giant cockroach floating around through space. And yeah, that could put some people off their lunch. So, but
So
yeah,
no
that's how the game works. So the first game,
can't have anything like the Defiant.
well, that's what an assault scout is. The first game is like you are trying to stop Sathar infiltrators. The Sathar are a race of creatures who just absolutely hate every other race of creatures. No one knows where they come from, but they like to raid the Universal Federation of Planets and like kill people and stuff.
I'm guessing that's like Starfleet.
That's StarFrontiers. And the other thing is part of their biology is they're very good at hypnotizing mammals. Now they themselves look like, I don't know, 9-foot red-skinned worms with 4 eyes and long snout with a tongue. No one's 100% sure really much about them because they always commit suicide before they're captured, and when they cease to be alive, their bodies enzymes break them down into nothing. like just pull slime. So, yeah, that's a big thing too. But yeah, in later adventures, you 100% start like uh, being able to be on a ship. The one they give you in the game is called the Osprey, and I don't think I have one on the table because I think I painted them all and put them up. But they're just tiny little ships, a crew of 4, maybe. And then they might be able to actually also carry some Marines. But yeah.
It's crazy. What series would make the best StarFrontiers game style?
Well, I mean, if you were to just dump all of the actual Star Frontier stuff away and just use the rule set, you
Yeah.
could use it with anything.
Oh, fair.
Because you just make your character by rolling. Uh, you roll on a chart to see what your percentile values are for like strength, reflex, etc. And generally, half your attribute is your base um, ability to do a skill, right?
Mm.
Um, and then after that, you pick your um, primary skill. Uh, PSA, it's primary skill something. I'd have to look it up real quick, but that's basically what your character is going to specialize in. So it's almost like a class, but not, you know. So if you choose military, then your character is going to be good at military related things, or can be. Doesn't mean you will be, but you could be. Because just because you choose military as your PSA doesn't mean you spend all your points raising military skills. You see what I mean?
Mm.
Because you can raise non PSA skills too. It can go either way, right? So
Maybe you go into the military and become a medical doc, like a field doctor or something.
you spend all your time learning other skills, which costs twice as much as your actual PSA skills. But hey, I mean, you could do it. Um, and when you start the game, you basically get to pick one PSA skill to have at level 1 and one skill of any type to have at level 1. So, like, you could go all military and, like, go, like, beam weapons, projectile weapons, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or you could do something like beam weapons and first aid, you know? And then after you're done with that, you play the game. And at the end of each game, you get XP. And when you get X amount of XP, you can continue to increase the skill uh, and you can or you can either learn new skills which are cheap or increase skills you already have, which is a little bit more expensive, but
Yeah, I'm guessing
can
they would get
really
it.
pay off though,
Yeah.
because like I said, every skill level you have gives you a 10% chance to succeed with the thing, right?
Oh, hey,
So
it's Bear. Hey, Bear.
it is there.
Hello.
So basically, let's say you decide your character was going PSA military, right? and you chose projectile weapons, right? And if you raise that skill another level, then instead of plus 10 to hit, you get plus 20. You see
What are you talking about?
StarFrontiers.
here's the way skills work.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Now, a lot of skills are totally different in a way. First aid is 100% success rate. But, and here's where it becomes get the F out of here, asshole. If you you get a penalty to the first aid determined by how damaged the person you're trying to first aid is.
That makes sense.
So it's 100% if a guy, fell off a bike and scraped his freaking leg.
You don't need to do anything. It's easy. You can do it.
Right. But if he caught a, Gyrojet round to the freaking dome, all of a sudden,
Well, he might be dead.
he's got you got some big penalties to it, which if you make it, you patched his ass up and he's not going to die.
At least not right at that moment, but he might need some medical attention.
Definitely will need medical attention, because if you take certain levels of damage, then the only way your character can heal back up to full health is through like surgery and advanced medical care. I mean, first aid might keep you from dying and maybe keep you moving a little bit, but it's not going to do much if you've got like a ripped out spleen or something, And
maybe I could put a Band-Aid on it or something. I don't know.
Right. And that is the whole game. That's how the whole game works. You've got your percentile attributes. You divide them in half. That's your basic chance to do whatever. And then you add skill levels to that half. So if you have a reflex of 60, your base chance to hit with any ranged weapon is 30%. But again, for every level you add to a weapon, you get 10% added. And there's robotics, which my buddy Tony loves, because he loves, the idea of building and modifying and ordering a poor little robot out to die so that he can stay in the back. Kind of like Ice Pirates. He's like, send in some robots. Why do your robots got afros? I want them to be perfect. Anyway. And yes, like I said, it is a game with a setting. It doesn't have to have a setting, but it does have a setting. And the big bad guys are the Sathar.
Their setting makes no sense.
Earth
doesn't exist, but there's lots of Earth names everywhere, which is really weird.
Wrong. Earth doesn't.
Really weird. No, there's no Earth. Okay, fine. It's so far removed from Earth that they're still using Earth terminology and names from like Earth in the 80s.
We're still using names and terminology from Earth in like 1 BC. So
really, you don't think those have changed over the years of language? You don't think language evolves as it goes along? No, that couldn't possibly be the case. Not at all. It's exactly the same.
Shalom.
Yeah, but that's not English. And StarFrontiers uses English, and English is a language that mutates over time.
No one's got time for this.
No, they do, and that's the point. It's lazy writing and they want it to look like Star Wars, but they've got gravity-propelled spaceships. What?
No,
that's why StarFrontiers
propelled by nuclear weapons.
You know what I mean?
Reactors.
They're like in the Expanse. Acceleration produces gravity on the ships, therefore the ships are built from the bottom to the top, not horizontally from along the latitude. Yeah. And that's a diametrically opposed concept. It's like Star Wars, but it's really hard sci-fi when it comes to the spaceships. What? That game failed for so many reasons. One of them was
It never
lack of
failed.
identity.
It's still being played.
Yeah, by a very small amount of people. It was never the success they wanted it to be. It could have been bigger. It could have beaten Traveler had they done it right.
The reason it was never the success they wanted it to be is because the first adventure they gave you sucked.
Vault on Saturnus or whatever, or something on Vault.
Yeah. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was really like
By the way, left.
It was really like it forced you to do what it wanted you to do instead of letting you do what you wanted to do.
I don't really give a fuck about StarFrontiers. I just like riling James up today. So
I'm not riled up. I'm just telling you, you're wrong.
Honestly, though, for a game,
really,
for a game that was meant to rival Traveler at the time, they should have leaned heavier into the hard sci-fi and less into the science fantasy that they did. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Alternately read the zeitgeist and leaned into the space fantasy more than the hard sci-fi.
I don't know. See, here's what I was saying earlier, though. I like all of the StarFrontier aliens more than any of the Traveler aliens.
That I'll agree with. They're good aliens.
I mean, Mark Miller seemed to think that what made an alien is like having weird hands. And I'm not a fan of that. You know, I'm like, come on, Mark. Like,
no, I agree with you on that one, 100%.
I'm just saying. Talk to him on Far Future Enterprises web thing. I was always going off about, the hell do you mean that Aslan got jackknife claws in the center of their freaking hand? It's like, how do they hold a hammer?
But look, think about this, right? It's 1982. You release this game called StarFrontiers. You've got this amazing Larry Elmore cover, right? That looks so fucking cool.
It is,
and the game gives you none of that inside it. Instead, it gives you really cool art that explains this visual world that looks amazing. But when you get into it, everything is hard sci-fi. So they're trying to loop in the Star Wars crowd, but appeal to the Traveler crowd with the mechanics. It's a failure. I'm sorry. People love it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love Buckaroo Banzai, my favorite film of all time, but I can admit it was a failure.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. No box office.
Oh, I liked it. I mean,
I did too, but most people didn't.
Jeff Goldblum and what's his name? Jeff Goldblum was the one that's always dressing up like a cowboy.
Yep. New Jersey.
Yeah.
Sidney Zweibel was his character's name.
Yeah. Big Booty. Big Booty.
Big Booty. Tay.
Right. It's like, do these evil aliens got Yiddish accents? I mean, what's going on here? And the good aliens sound like Jamaicans.
Yeah.
I mean,
a race war in outer space.
Yeah. Between the Yiddish and the Jamaicans? What's going on?
What the fuck is going on? One more word out of you, Big Booty. Tay, Big Booty.
Oh, man.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're overthrusters for shit. I fucking love that movie so much. Oh my
last
God.
night I was watching shit. What was I watching? Anyway, it doesn't matter. When it went off, Prime automatically started Howard the Duck.
Oh, I love that movie.
So I'm sitting at the table. This is Sunday. I'm sitting at the table trying to play a role-playing game, and I look up and see duck tits. And I'm like,
and you never looked down again.
I was like, what in the hell is this? Howard the Duck. Oh my God.
I don't know why.
And then it turned out that the people I game with apparently really like it. So I'm just like, I need to find new people to game with.
Well, apparently I should go too, since I love that movie. I think it's a fun fucking movie.
You know. Well, it did have the one guy I really like in it.
Which guy?
The guy from Ferris Bueller.
The guy from Ferris Bueller. Oh, the pedophile. Yeah.
pedophile. Wait, what?
Yeah, he got busted hard, man. That's Jeffrey. What the fuck's his name? Shit, I can't remember his name. He got busted hard for having child porn on his computer and stuff.
Well,
like
I
that.
guess this is why I don't know anything, because I mean, I'm like, wait, this is not good.
Jeffrey Jones. Yeah, he was busted for, what was he busted for? He was also, there we go, child success. Arrested in 2002 for possession of child sexual abuse material and soliciting a 14-year-old boy to produce sexually explicit images between September 2000 and May 2001. Jones photographed the child and paid him to pose nude on multiple occasions wearing a cowboy hat with stuffed animals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. That is definitely a strange thing.
That's messed up.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that was kind of what they were hoping would happen, is that you would start out as a member of like Star League or whatever.
Was it
Rangers or whatever?
Yeah, what the fuck are they called? I know it's the United Planetary Federation, not to be confused with the United Federation of Planets. That would be
UPF. And then as you went through the modules, you would eventually get your skills up to the level that you could start getting starship skills. And then as you went through the modules, the game would become half role-playing and half fleet battles. And that's when you got Nighthawks, which had like character sheets for your actual ship, where you could keep track of ammo and stuff like that.
I just wanted more out of that game, sadly, in the end of it all.
Well, I mean, it could have been more, maybe, but the people in charge decided no.
Yeah. No, you have to remember, I was like, 13, 14 when that came out. So by 15 years old, I discovered StarFrontiers. I'm like, why isn't this more like Star Wars? What is this? This is annoying. It's so dry, Like, And then I discovered.
I love Star Wars too by West End Games.
Yeah, but that didn't come out till later.
Yeah, I love that too. That was great.
Oh, what was the tabletop one? What was it called? Shadow of the Empire or something else?
Edge of the Empire.
Edge of the Empire. Okay, yeah.
That's the new one. That one's
a new one. It sucks.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of an older one then. What was
the art's beautiful.
It sucks hot balls. The art and all the lore in the books are amazing. Star Ace. I don't think I've ever even seen that.
So this is what I wanted StarFrontiers to be. It was from Pacesetter. The guys who did Chill and some other stuff. This is what I wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah.
Was it D6 Star Wars or something then?
Yeah.
D6 Star Wars is the one that came out in '88.
Yeah, that's the one I heard.
Yeah, it's a dice pool system. You add your... except it's a good dice pool system, because you add your attribute and skill, roll that many dice, add them all together, and that's your total. Instead of stupid dice pool systems where you roll a big pool of dice and look for 5s and 6s.
Yeah, they did that later with the Legend equivalent they released after World of Darkness became a big hit, where it was basically you had successes on the dice as opposed to adding them all up. The reason why is people were complaining, I got to add up all these dice to get my numbers. It's so hard. And I'm like, on what fucking planet? I played the shit out of that game. Yeah. It's rare to have you have more than 8 dice in something.
Right.
It's rare. So I see people going, I got to roll up 12 and 15 dice. Well, then your fucking characters are OP as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
But I mean, in my mind, is it easier to add 12 dice or to root through 12 dice looking for 5s and 6s?
Hence why I really love the Ubiquity system, which they use for Hollow Earth Adventures. Roll all your dice, decide before you roll, odd or even is my success, and then just add up that.
Which seems like that would be pretty simple.
It really is.
Because it's like, it doesn't really matter. It's still kind of doing the thing I don't like, which is you have to go through the dice pool to see which ones are odds or even. But at least you're not looking for, like, specific numbers. So I'll give it that.
But George, you get 1 force point to start, and if you spend it in a non-heroic or self-sacrificing way, you don't get it back. If you spend it evilly, you get a dark side point. So it's not like you're rolling 10, 15 dice every fucking time you drop. Role players love to bitch and complain about like that whole thing of, oh my God, if we do this, that slows down the game. By what? A second? 2 seconds per turn? What the fuck are you talking about?
The irony is so beautiful.
Why?
You sitting here saying about how role players love to bitch after basically just taking a steaming dump on the game I was talking about.
Exactly. Like Walt Whitman, I'm
wow.
enormous and I can contain contradiction. Also, you note I said gamers love to bitch, and I am a gamer.
So you're not wrong.
Aha!
But still, it's like, wow.
But I think there's a big difference between
you're getting on George for being a gamer, but you were doing.
I'm not getting on George for being a gamer. Whoa, don't create drama where there's no drama. I'm not getting on George for shit. You be nice, James. You're just angry because I shat on your favorite game.
Look, you took a big dump on StarFrontiers, and
I didn't do anything to Shadow. You leave Shadow out of this, sir.
Shadow was here earlier, but you took a big dump on StarFrontiers, so now I'm angry.
No, I'm sorry.
Urgh.
I remember I like StarFrontiers. I just wanted it to be more.
I'm gonna have to go in and
you just wanted it to be more Star Warsy.
I'm gonna have to go lay my head on my wife's lap and let her rub my.
Oh,
you know,
get over.
It sounds like I made your day. In other words,
before
no, that's what I have to do to get rid of the rage.
So yeah, exactly. The rage facilitated love. Look at that. Aww.
Before the game yesterday, I got to talk about Star Wars.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
We talked about the old, the prequels and the old sequel, the original trilogy.
Congrats, man.
And I'm wondering if you agree that Jar Jar was supposed to be a Sith.
Oh, I hate that theory.
You hate the Jar Jar theory?
Oh, I hate. Do you really want me to get into this? Do you really want me to get into this? I can get into it. But James is going to accuse me of being a bitch, and then he's going to get all missy and pissy.
No, so because let me tell you something. Anything you say bad about Jar Jar, I'm going to agree.
It's not Jar Jar I have a problem with. It's the Sith I have a problem with. Why
are
all of them named Darth something stupid in English made to sound Darth Maleficus, Darth Pissy, Darth Baddie? Like, grow up.
Darth Bill Hartman.
Darth Vader was German.
No, it isn't. That's the point. It's fucking misassociated with the Dutch word vater, which means father.
Vater
it does not mean that at all. It is absolute horseshit. And if you actually go read the original material, Darth Vader was never Anakin Skywalker until the fucking second movie.
Okay.
Never. It's like a last minute, let's do this. And then in the third movie, and we'll make Princess Leia his sister. So we'll ignore all that kissing that went on. Like, what the fuck? Darth Bane, Darth Maleficent,
and Han Solo is their first cousin.
Darth Grievous Harm. Like, fuck off.
Grievous was
that's
he
the
was
one
just
thing
a robot
I
monster.
did not like about Star Wars is that all of the important characters are related.
Yep.
And it's like, so in a universe far, far away, when there's like literally 1,000 sapient species running around, all of the main characters are like in the same family. That seems kind of.
It's kind of like the two reasons. There's two reasons I hate Rogue One. Like, there's a lot of reasons to like Rogue One, but there are two reasons why it is not a perfect film. One, I understand engineering. You understand engineering. You understood that the Death Star, being as large as it is, had a massive power core that required venting of that energy out into space to cool it off to prevent it from overheating and, exploding like, say, a nuclear reactor, right?
Yeah.
Hence why there were vents that were super fucking small, that were so small, even the Rebel pilots were like, I don't think we could ever hit that. And Luke's like, we used to hit Womp Rats in my T-18. So let's get to Rogue One. Oh, no. It's an actual flaw built into it by the guy who designed it because, wink, wink, we hear you, fans. It is stupid that they had exhaust vents on their massive thermonuclear reactor. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
No, that was stupid.
Fucking retarded. Then
there was a robot chicken that was that scene.
Yeah.
And the one pilot says whatever, and Luke Skywalker's like, we used to bullseye Womp Rat. He does the same.
Yeah.
And the other pilot just looks at him in horror and is like, you used to kill critters just for fun? And Luke's like, what? And he's like, are you a psychopath?
No, one thing I liked was actually a YouTube video. Somebody made like an animation of like a guy talking about the whole Death Star being blown up, and he's like, "This isn't a design flaw. This is a miracle. We made that thing
Yeah.
2 meters wide. How is it our fault that a space wizard came by and blew it up?
Space wizard.
I didn't know there was space magic."
And then when we start New Hope, this vessel intercepted a transmission. But in Rogue One, they hand it through a door as Darth Vader is murdering everybody in sight. So basically, that's what a transmission is to Darth. He's that fucking retarded. He thinks a transmission is handing you. I will give you this. You will transmit it to me. All right, just take it out of my hand.
I mean, the other thing is they completely got rid of that whole race.
Now that's the second Death Stars, the Bothans, not the first.
I thought it was the first where.
No, it's the second one.
Many
Bothans
died.
Many Bothans died to bring us this information.
Yeah, the Bothans.
Yeah, that's in the second Death Star. That's in Return of the Jedi.
Never mind.
Yeah, I like that in Battlefront 2 you could actually play a Bothan spy.
Well, they just look like little schnauzers.
Yeah.
I like in Battlefront 2 that you can kick Ewoks around. If you're playing Vader, you can just run through the woods on Hoth kicking Ewoks.
No, and
Battlefront 2 was a fun game. I liked it.
I mean, because I hate Ewoks.
Why do you hate Ewoks?
There's a lot of reasons. One, there's no
cannibals.
way the Ewoks could have defeated the Imperial. That's
can I tell you? I can tell you how they did it.
Bullshit.
The Force. The
Ewoks
fucking Force was with them.
Nope.
That's how the Ewoks did it.
Fuck
Space
that.
magic.
Fuck that. I believe in the Force and magic and everything except that. Fuck that.
Fuck that. And two, the Rebel Alliance makes friends with these motherfuckers and starts wearing clothes they give them, but they never stop to be like, where'd these clothes come from?
You know where they came from. Dead people.
Yeah, I know where they came from. The people the Ewoks ate.
Yes.
Yes.
Fucking cannibalistic little fucks.
I mean, they were about to eat Luke and Leia until it was C-3PO that told them not to.
Right. I mean, so it's like they're not good guys. They're horrible.
They're violent teddy bears.
You kill small animals for fun? You know, that's the sign of a serial killer, you psychopath. Yeah. Yeah, that was such a great scene. There's 2 sons and no women. What am I supposed to do? Yeah. Oh man, that's such a good scene. That was kind of like a Seth whatever thing.
Seth Green.
Yeah, because he did it on Robot Chicken, but then he also did it on Family Guy. Except the whole time they're doing it on Family Guy, the son, whatever his name is fucking with it because he'd already done it. You know what I mean? Whatever Peter Griffin's son's name is.
Chris.
That Seth Green played.
Yeah.
And the whole time they're doing it on Family Guy, Chris is all like, yeah, it's almost as if someone else has already done this. And all kinds of shit like that.
Well, James, as much fun as it is coming in and stirring up your bee's nest and getting you all angry, and then you have to go basically get some sweet loving from your woman to offset the anger in your heart, I have to go back to work now because it's the middle of the day where I am, and that means work time.
Yeah.
But it was fun spending half my lunch break with you. It really was.
Yeah, Luke isn't related to Uncle Owen. Or is
Obi-Wan Kenobi. No. Obi-Wan Kenobi isn't related to...
Yes, Bear, you have fun. And
Goodbye.
Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking about... Oh, no, never mind. Owen is
still the best.
uncle.
Okay.
I mean,
I gotta go.
Technically related by marriage.
I mean...
I think.
Traveler 2300 is awesome, too, though.
Because I think one of the the farmhands was married to Luke's grandmother.
Oh my God.
What?
You know, Star Trek is the sci-fi you like when you're like, I don't know, 10.
Star Trek, or do you mean Star Wars?
Star Wars. And then you
Okay.
grow out of it and you start liking other stuff.
I still like Star Wars. I mean, that's
Like
still fun.
Hammer Slammers and
Star Trek.
Asimov, you know. Not Heinlein, because other than Starship Troopers, everything else he wrote was like perverted and fucking degenerate.
At least there was Starship Troopers. We can at least like that.
Yeah. Which supposedly he wrote as a satire on fascism.
Didn't work because it wasn't fascist. It's like not even fascist a little bit.
And people literally came to his house to threaten him. That book got like a horrible reception when it was released because people were like, he's right. Yeah, Firefly. He's writing a book about fascism and blah, blah, blah. So, like, yeah, hippies were constantly breaking into his property to, you know,
Crazy.
bitch about it. But a lot of his books were like just too effed up for me to enjoy, like Stranger in Strange Land and stuff like that. It was like, sorry, no. But then I got into Asimov and the whole robot series, the Foundation series, etc. And then for TV, I mean, I say to this day that the best sci-fi show ever put on TV was probably Expanse.
I don't know. I like the old Galactica really a lot.
You're allowed. But The Expanse, unlike pretty much every other show that was put on TV,
It's just that
actually involved realistic physics.
fair. I'm just sad that the
Until they
OG.
went through the gate into the weird alien planet, and then it started getting a little bit like, what are you
I
doing?
just wish that the OG Galactica did like better.
Well, they got sued by
stuff.
Lucas right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, you're copying Star Wars. So that was a big issue they had to face.
Yeah.
George Lucas trying to F with them.
Which is weird because, I mean, it didn't seem nearly anything like Star Wars.
It doesn't matter. You're dealing with Lucas. Lucas don't know what he's doing. It's like if you look at the movies, the more the studio is in control of a Star Wars movie, the better the movie. The more, well, Dune, I've read the first book, I've watched all the movies. The more that the studio steps in and tells Lucas to fuck himself, the better the movie, right? But the more they give Lucas free reign to do whatever he wants, the worse the movie. So in A New Hope, the studio was watching his ass. He wasn't doing shit unless the studio was in charge of it, right? And the same thing could be said for The Empire Strikes Back. The studio was heavily involved in that. You know what movie of the three the studio was not heavily involved in?
The third one?
Return of the fucking Jedi with Ewoks. Right? And then when you get to the prequels, Lucas was 100% in charge of the first one. And then by the second and the third one, the studio just kept taking more and more control until by the third one, you're like, this isn't really a terrible Star Wars movie. Honestly, it's really not. But that first one was just so horrible.
I don't think the first one was the worst one, actually.
Which one do you think was the worst one?
I think it was the second one.
I will respectfully disagree with you, Timmy.
Fair. I just don't have as much hate for the first one.
The thing with the second one is I absolutely love the part where the troopers are marching up into the ship,
That was a pretty good scene, though. I'll
and
grant
then it
that.
busts into the Imperial March. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? At
yeah,
the
that was a good
very
scene, I
end, they're
think.
all sitting there watching the troopers walking up into the thing, and it's playing like the theme of the Republic, and then all of a sudden it just skips, and it's like dun 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 dun
Da, da,
dun
da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da,
dun.
da.
And it's like, oh shit, things
And that is
just
a
got
pretty good
real
scene.
now.
I get that. That's a really good scene.
Well,
Best.
that wasn't a Lucas thing.
I know.
That was the studio being like, this is what we're going to do, and Lucas being like, okay. Because the thing with Lucas, and I'm not trying to be a hater, I didn't wake up first thing in the morning and drink a big thing of haterade or anything. But Lucas has never had an original thought in his fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, even
I
when
know.
they got with him to make us a fantasy movie, Willow, it was just Star Wars. Except Willow was Luke Skywalker. But if you look at all the characters, Mad Mardigan is fucking Han Solo. Finn Rizal is Obi-Wan. Sasha might be the princess, but definitely Bev Morda is the evil emperor. And General Kell is Darth Vader, complete with a fucking skull mask. And they had to go somewhere and get someone and get them somewhere so they could become the new ruler of everything. Yay! Fucking stupid. Actually, I lie. I love Willow. So anybody watching this, please forgive me. I actually absolutely love the original Willow. And then they made a new one. And there was vomiting heard around the world. THX 1138 is very derived.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I think
Love
everybody
TH.
would agree about the sequel trilogy being the worst thing to ever exist.
Well, the sequels were bad, but that wasn't Lucas. That was
That was
Kathleen
Disney.
Kennedy trying to, force modern day politics into Star Wars. You know,
It was trash, though. Everybody agrees.
like also the fact that it had like two different directors. You know,
Yeah, which was stupid. That made no
like the
sense why you
first
do that.
movie was basically A New Hope, except instead of a Death Star, it was a planet.
Yeah.
And Finn could use a lightsaber, but then for some
Really,
reason
the
he
first movie was basically the original trilogy put into one movie, almost.
kind of
Because I mean, they did get the big Death Star like thing and blew it up in the same movie.
right. And then the second one was like, really?
And then the third movie is just like, what, why? Just what, why?
Yeah, the third movie is the worst. You know, the whole like no
Bringing back
one needed the
Palpatine
purple
the way
haired
they did,
bitch.
and yeah, that too.
And the idea that you could enter warp speed and destroy half an Imperial fleet was like,
That was the second movie.
okay, yeah, the second one was like the worst. They
I
go
don't
to the
know.
planet to find the person, and like,
The third one was where they were finding the person.
and on a break from finding the person they need to find, so that the whole fleet don't get destroyed, they have to
Yeah,
take a
that
break
was the second
to
one.
rescue some horses.
Yeah, they went off on a quest or something to try to stop the fleet from being destroyed. And
Right. And ended
then
up just fucking around with space horses for a while.
yeah, the third one they found Palpatine and he's making
Isn't
another.
the third one where they had to find the dagger that was the key to go to somewhere, and then
Yeah,
like
it was a planet that was ruled by Palpatine, where he apparently had like a bunch of super star destroyers hidden under the planet somehow.
right.
how did he have all the stuff, and why was this even
The second
the
one was
thing?
the end of Marie Twin or Trin,
Yeah,
the Vietnamese chick. You never saw her ass again. She's like,
no.
was the second one where you had the purple haired admiral?
Yeah, the second one's the purple-haired admiral that ran the
And you had
ship.
Princess Leia as Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Princess Leia, Mary Poppins, their way back to the. I like that because the Screen Rant made fun of it. Have her fly back like Mary Poppins. And he's like, what? I don't know. I just really like Mary Poppins. Have her fly back. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, you just got blown out into orbit, but don't worry, or atmosphere, but don't worry
But
about it.
no,
Just fly back. You'll be fine.
yeah, just fly back.
It's like, really? Did that just happen? Did I just sit here and watch that? And
Yeah,
then
it's
Luke
just,
Skywalker being a grumpy old fuck.
yeah.
It's like, I think that's why Mark Hamill is such a piece of shit on X or Blue Sky or wherever he is now.
I don't know.
I
You think
think
he'd
The
be
Last
nicer to the
Jedi
people who felt
destroyed
sorry
him.
for him?
Yeah. I
What
think
is
that The
He's
Last
like,
Jedi destroyed him.
I don't think it was that. Maybe he's just an ass all along and we just didn't know it.
Nah, I think when he is allowed to be like the good heroic Luke Skywalker, he was a good guy.
Not
But
from what I've heard from
when
his
they
history,
destroyed
sadly.
his Luke Skywalker, like it unleashed his evil, bitter side.
I don't think so. Because I heard some bad stories about him before that movie.
Like what?
Apparently, he was just not really nice to his fans, and also really, really charged a lot for his autographs.
Oh well, yeah, okay.
I mean, more than even bigger like celebrities than he was. But yeah, I mean, I did feel sorry for him up until I
It's like,
saying
hey,
some terrible, terrible things.
you know that character you played where you were like a superhero and super good and wise and just, and everyone looked to you as the future. Yeah, we're going to kill that. We're going to kill that. As a matter of fact, you remember how you turned yourself in so you could try and redeem your fallen father? Well, in this one, we're going to go a different direction. We're going to have you try and murder your nephew while he's asleep. Because that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what? I don't think that's the way it's supposed to go, but hey, what do I know, right? And that's kind of the issue. It's like Kathleen Kennedy and Roundhead Ryan, they killed Luke Skywalker. It's like, it's almost like, look what they did to my boy. They slaughtered my boy. And then the feminist bitch with the fucking purple hair, why couldn't she just tell Poe Dameron what the fuck was going on?
Because that would make sense, and
it's like he's like, what are we doing? I mean, isn't he like the leader of the fighter wing on the fucking fleet? You'd think he'd be in the loop, right?
You would think, but no. We have to have characters that make no sense, and somehow, even though they do the worst option, they're somehow always right.
Exactly. And then the whole, just everything about that movie is so bad. The second one is definitely, I mean, I've never saw the third one because of the
I never did either. I barely seen anything of the second one because I refused to go watch it either.
No, I saw the second one because my buddy was like, dude.
No,
really
that's right. I did watch the second one. I went with my uncle. Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Tony was
like,
you're gonna love it. It's great, man.
It's great.
I should have known better because Tony is the one that's been totally whipped by his super liberal wife. I should have known it was some degenerate shit. and that
Yeah.
he was just lying. But me
It's
and
like,
my wife went.
after the first movie, I know you're lying. This is gonna be trash.
Well, I never seen the first movie.
Oh.
Me and my wife went to the movie theater on a date night, and we saw that movie, and we both walked out of there like pissed.
I can imagine.
We were both, and my wife, I mean, you know, she's super good natured. We walked out there and we were like, what in the fuck did we just sit through? I mean, really, what was that? I mean, how did that happen? Who thought that was good? And the answer is, of course, no one. No one thought that was good.
No, everything I've seen of the sequel trilogy is everybody hating on it, except for maybe the first one, and even then, it's not good either.
Well, the first one is just like you said, it's just a New Hope.
It's just a
Sorta.
poor version of the New Hope and Revenge of the Sith put together.
Right.
Or not Revenge. It was Empire Strikes Back.
Right. And then at the end of the second movie, when Luke Skywalker turns up to save the rebels, but it turns out it's just a Force ghost from halfway across the fucking universe.
Which makes no sense. I mean,
it's like, no sense. Really?
Like, what? And then he disappears because he died, I guess.
Yeah. It's like you couldn't even let Luke have his moment in the sun. You couldn't even do that. You had to make Luke the biggest piece of shit possible.
But I mean, there were so many bad things about the first one too that makes it like supremely
like
inferior
Rey
version.
being able to fly the Millennium Falcon better than
she could fix the Millennium Falcon over Han Solo, who knows probably everything about the ship.
Yeah.
Somehow she's better at doing that than he is. Or how about her using the Force?
Without
Force
any training whatsoever.
Without no training or knowledge of the Force at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
and then in the second movie, beating Luke Skywalker in a saber duel.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like those people, all of them who were involved with that should just be ashamed of themselves. It's like, be ashamed of yourself, because the thing you have created is fucking terrible. And you deserve nothing. But, you know, people making fun of you and telling you you're an idiot. That's what you deserve, because you're freaking idiots. You know, like how do you even? It's like, it's a layup. You could literally do a shitty story, and most Star Trek fans would put up with it.
You mean Star Wars?
Or Star Wars fans, right? So in order to really piss off all the Star Wars fans, you had to go out of your way.
You got Star Trek on the mind, don't you?
You know what? I don't even care. The only Star Trek I like is classic Trek.
TOS is good, but I also like Deep Space Nine for the most part.
And the only Star Wars I like is the first two movies. Oh, well, Rogue One wasn't horrible. Yeah, did it all make sense? No, but it wasn't horrible. You know, Bear can say what he wants to say, but Rogue One was not horrible.
Rogue One was a basic story that did its job okay, but I still don't care for it.
Right, but it wasn't horrible.
I mean, compared to everything else Disney done, yeah, you're right. I guess when you have like literally no expectations, they can kind of surprise you.
Right, you're like, well, it could have been much worse, right? But it wasn't, so okay. But yeah, I don't care. So Sunday night for game night, before Howard the Duck came on, we were watching Flash Gordon.
Well, I got my new character in my game.
Queen doing the soundtrack.
Nice.
Oh, are you got your game with Bubba?
Yeah.
Soon?
No, we just did it yesterday, and I got my new character in, and so did the other guy.
Good.
And we also had to clear out our home base. Apparently, it
Well,
was
that's it
filled.
with monsters. They do move around.
Yeah, apparently the cultist that we've been fighting has broke into our base and left some zombies there and
Well,
stole
yeah,
everything.
it's so funny when you're playing like D&D that the players always assume the monsters are like, I don't know, retarded or something.
But not all. You got to know certain things are intelligent, and when you're fighting cultists, they do tend to do the smarter things, at least usually.
Right. You know.
We
And
should have had better base security, really.
yeah, yeah. You could have had better base security, but you
Also,
didn't.
they did kill the. It does seem like they did kill the slaves that we freed from them.
Well, I mean, you know.
Poor guys and girl.
Yeah. I wonder whose fault that is.
I guess ours for leaving them at the tower.
Yeah, I'd say it's yours because you're like, hey, slaves, go stand here.
We didn't call them
Surely nothing
slaves.
bad will happen.
Saving them. It's just we're like, hey, yeah, we got the space. You could stay there for a little bit. We'll probably take you down eventually to the town.
Yeah, surely nothing bad could ever happen. Oh, wait.
But we did
Yeah.
lose a lot of loot from that dragon horde that we captured.
I mean, not that you should take it too hard on yourself, since, I mean,
It's like,
you had a
it
pretty
made
good time of getting yourself killed, too. So, you know, it's not like.
Not my character's fault. This character didn't have anything to do with those slaves. Or the first character I made for that game.
Yeah, your character's like, I don't even know those assholes. Right? God. I swear that Games Workshop went out of their way to make this shit as difficult as possible.
Probably.
Now, they did do something really cool. They added double the weapons and double the turrets that you would ever need.
Oh, Off-Grid Gamers posting a lot of
So
memes.
while you can't, off-grid gamers, what?
Posting a lot of memes right now.
Oh, so while you can't change out the sponson mount weapons, you can have different turrets. So if you want to fill a bunch of predators with twin las cannons, you can do that. Uh-oh. Yep. Yep, there he is. Got to restock the entire dungeon.
Yep.
Yep, that's what I was saying. I told you. I think I'll give all these guys like heavy bolter side sponsons. Like the classic Predator, which is, you know, assault cannon and heavy
Well,
bolter.
there was one room they didn't get into. Our archive room. So our valuable books haven't been stolen, at least.
That you know of.
Well, I mean, they didn't get in the room, so they couldn't.
You don't know that.
No, we do know they didn't break in.
You suspect.
The books are still there. We checked.
You suspect they didn't get into the room.
Why would they leave the door
They may
unlocked
have
completely?
gotten into the room.
Or not unlocked, unbroken down, still locked, and all the books there, and all the stuff not moved.
Yeah, they've got things called, you know, walk through stone and knock. A simple knock spell would be the end of that shit.
Yeah, fair, but
Boom.
why would they keep that room untouched then?
Because they hid a something to spy on you in there.
Well, maybe.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. I'm just here arguing that StarFrontiers is a great sci-fi game.
No, it's trash.
You don't know, so your opinion don't matter. You've never played it. Probably never even seen it in person.
Yeah, that's true.
So, how about that?
I've never seen AD&D in person either. I did get to play it. Well, sort of. I got to at least play an OSE kind of game.
Well, AD&D is a good game. Everybody loves AD&D.
I would love to play it. I just never have. The game closest is what we're playing with Bubba right now.
Right. That reminds me of that Nigerian TV show. You know the one?
Nope.
There's a Nigerian TV show where basically the interviewer spends like the whole TV show asking like the person who's there to be interviewed why they're gay.
Oh, that. What
Yeah,
are
you
you
know.
gay?
Why are you gay? But you are gay. And she's like, I'm not gay. And he's like, but you are gay. So why are you gay? That shit's the best. Sometimes I just post the meme when people are being away of him just looking at them, you know?
Why are you gay?
It's like, whatever. I've been getting a lot of Chinese beggars lately.
Chinese beggars?
Yeah, you know, they contact me on Discord and tell me their sob story and ask if I can help them.
Oh.
So then I just send them a bunch of memes.
Well, laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know who you are. And I don't remember inviting you. And
it could be a scam from India. It might be an Indian scam.
And I don't intend to help you at all because I hate you and I wish you would die. And then they're like, damn. And I'm like, sorry, man. I mean, you know.
You go a little further than I do.
Like, you know, start talking shit to them. Like, shouldn't you be taking a poop out in the road or something? Get out of here.
I'm more hoping that have at least a peaceful revolution and get rid of the communist government.
That's Nepal.
Yeah, Nepal did it.
India doesn't have a communist government.
I'm talking about China. I thought you were talking about the Chinese.
Oh, well, I mean, the pooping in the road, that's definitely an Indian thing.
Yeah, that's an Indian thing.
I mean, I think if you pooped in a road in China, they'd beat you.
Oh, wow.
But the problem with China is wherever they go, and this is true in America too, they're always hawking up loogies right on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It is the fucking nastiest. Like you go to Chinatown in New York and the sidewalks are just covered in fucking, you know, it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Disgusting.
It is. But, you know, it's been about whatever. It's about time for me to go.
Almost 2 hours. Yeah.
So I'm going to hit the happy trails and I will chat with you later.
I'll see you.
See you, homie.